Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now this is a reading for the full moon in a Sagittarius / lunar eclipse for June the 5th, and this is a general reading that's looking at the interplay of energies that are around each sign. The way that they are embodied in my reading is the top row is seen as the archontic masks of the gods, those things that are trying to keep us separated from our divine self, and the bottom row of my cards are the actual gods, those beings who are trying to lift us up and reconnect us with the divine. Now, being 15 degrees of Sagittarius, so it's a midpoint degree, so right smack bang in the middle of the sign of the guru. So I think there might be quite a lot of, there's been an emphasis on a lot of the astrological movements recently, aspects I should say, about seeking out truth and personal truth. And the full moon in Sagittarius probably leaves us a little bit of a trap that we can be very, very assured in our truth. Now, I'm not going to discuss the astrology too much because I've already posted on the Facebook group, link down below in the description, at least 2 videos about this full moon. The first 2, Razalila Healing and Ksenia Moore. I recommend watching both of those. They can explain aspects of this full moon far better than I can. Now, this is a bulk introduction. There'll be a timestamp down below as well, so that you can watch more than one. And I recommend that you watch more than one. You want to watch your sun sign, obviously, but your rising sign as well, especially if you know what house Sagittarius is in for from your rising sign. And your moon doesn't go amiss, certainly not with a full moon reading. So 15 degrees Sagittarius. Now, this full moon is a penumbral lunar eclipse, which means the Earth's shadow just slightly touches the edge of it, but it is nevertheless an eclipse, and therefore will have an effect at least a week beforehand and a week after is what I've heard to start off with, because it does get superseded by an upcoming solar eclipse. But eclipses effects can be a long time, and full moon eclipses or lunar eclipses are very much about bringing things to an ending and completion of things, but they are also abrupt changes. You can't necessarily always know how an eclipse is going to manifest apart from change. Change is definite. Now, this eclipse forms a T-square to Mars and Neptune in Pisces. Mars is confused in Pisces at the moment. It's coming up to its conjunction with Neptune, where it gets a chance of being doused by the massive ocean that Neptune is. But it also, to me, represents action regarding your dreams and action regarding spirituality if you don't allow your Martian flame to be doused. Now, the T-square to Mars, and less so to Neptune, but still including, basically it's a very challenging aspect, but it does give a potential for success. Now, what I'm even more interested in is the fact that this is less than 1 degree off from the galactic center. So the day after these videos are released, I should be releasing my lunar galactic downloads, where we've got the galactic center download energy coming through the moon, but under the power of a full moon. This lines up immediately with the Great Attractor, which is a force out in the universe which is pulling multiple galaxies after it, including our own. It's been observed, as in seen that the galaxies are being pulled, but it's not been observed in and of itself, so it's indicating that it's very, very, very far away. But to be demonstrating an effect over multiple galaxies indicates, well, quite a lot of power. And of course, every time that we conjunct with the galactic center, the Great Attractor is right behind it. So it may be that just as the moon translates the galactic center energy, the galactic center may well be translating the energy of this Great Attractor, whatever it is. Now I'm going to read, I think I'm going to read the inside degree. What really got me was the Omega symbol, and I found a document with all the Omega symbols on them. I have yet to find out what the Omega symbols are, but it is a magician's wand sprouting golden leaves. What we set into motion now, as long as it is an attempt to exert our power, exhibit our power in a positive way, I would add, then that will bring some harvest to us. It may not bring the full harvest. You know, this wand might be sprouting golden leaves from it, but you wanted to grow an entire forest. So, you know, it's depends what scale you're wanting to work on. But if you wanted golden leaves, then you've got them. Now, I'm going to read out from Inside Degrees, Sagittarius 16, because 15 degrees something is the 16th degree of Sagittarius. So it's a man sharing sheep, practical fortitude and resiliency to keep finding a way to do it, to keep discovering how to get through the deepest quandaries, the greatest karmic traps. Ingenious and resourceful, paying attention to the cues, going to get it right. You're involved within a path which requires discipleship or apprenticeship, learning the ropes, building up fresh capacity in this lifetime to scale the heights. But you remain preoccupied and absorbed within honest tasks. A pervasive conviction grows and forms of how it really is. You're willing to take every step to reach a far goal and attentive to what is really there. A throwback to the old ways of a rural past, oddly comfortable in adopting forms and moving through phases and taking on the worlds. The journeyman knows the ways of the journey and gathers earth's wisdom in small bundles, knowing how to be there when it counts. So that packs a lot into it, especially considering the state of the world, the state of the economy, the state of America at the moment. And there was one other degree, the Azoth symbol, which was thoughts being exchanged by many people over great distances. So there is that wonderful sense of community, which is reinforced by that inside degree that I read out to start off with. Now, housekeeping, like I said, there's the Facebook group down below, page, sorry. But the important thing is that page has an inbox. So if you're wanting to approach me for a personal reading, feel free. That's one of the ways you can do it. There's also a Twitter down below. I would very much like if you would comment and give me feedback on the reading. I've been doing these Full Moon Gods at Play readings for a while, so I'll be interested to see what you actually think of them and what you think of the spread and the how it's all put together. And also I try and respond to all of the comments. Thank you very much for everyone who's commented so far and everybody who has subscribed. I'm a young channel. I'm 8 months old, I think. I'm 8 months old now. And every subscriber helps. Your next reading obviously will be that Lunar Galactic download. This month I am still to do my starseed guidance. I've done, new thing, I've done Chinese zodiac readings this month as well. So I've done the 12 Western signs and the 12 Chinese signs, so that's well worth a look. Mars conjunct Neptune later on in the month, and the second Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, this time with Jupiter in retrograde. I'm not even sure if Pluto might be in retrograde. Yeah, it is. So both of those in retrograde this time, so that's towards the end of the month. I think that's everything. Now, as I said, you can ask a question before this reading. It's not really a spread that is designed to provide you with an answer like some of my other spreads are, but you can ask a question if you want. Take a moment, think about all the questions around you. You've heard me say this before. Pick one of them, focus on it. Be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer what they want. Right, that's it. So let me bring up the cards. Okay, Virgo, you have a curious set of gods on your side and set against you. Along the top rows in the archontic masks or forces that are trying to suppress you, we have Helen of Troy with beauty, Jade Emperor with organisation, Pandora with curiosity, Artemis the goddess of light, Lilith with equality, and the Gorgon. Whereas on your side, a couple of the bad guys out of the myths, we have Aries with battle and the Sirens with temptation. The water nymphs, sometimes they can be a dodgy one in this deck. But you also have on your side Vishnu with balance, Ursula with prosperity, and Silenus with, Silenus in his role as a tutor. Now, with Aries being on your side and the Gorgon being against you, I feel that the method is, if there's a confrontation to be had, get on with it. That's pretty much, the Gorgon is shying away from confrontation, and I feel like something is being dangled in front of you that's all set up, all lovely, but incredibly channeled, incredibly structured, not really allowing you freedom of expression, whatever that may mean, whether that means creative expression or personal expression. Like if you're a naturally giving person, but you are restricted by professional boundaries, that sort of situation. Or you're an artist who is being made to generate things by rote rather than allow your inspiration to fly free. Because creativity features here. The angel energy that covers this reading is the guardian angel of creativity. Creative energy flows for me the more I choose to express my feelings. Now, with the Sirens being on your side, and Silenus to a great extent, it's almost like, with the water nymphs as well, because some scholars say the Sileni were a race of river and stream genies, before Silenus was put into the role of satyr. So there is some form of attraction, something that you are attracted to, that is on your right path, and it allows you to look after your people and your things in a manner that fits your personality, that fits your heart, that fits what you feel is right and wrong. Maybe we've got Pahalia here with redemption, and also underneath that we have the Goetic spirit person with libertines and renegades, and I feel that both are relevant. It's almost like you can be redeemed in some circumstance, and let's face it, the redeemed has to mainly be only in your own eyes. This is not necessarily in other people's eyes, but in your own eyes. You can be redeemed by having this confrontation, putting your foot down, whatever that means, and going for the area of life that allows you that personal or creative expression. Vishnu here indicates balance, having a balance between what is required and what you, by the external world, and what you need to express should be more balanced than what they are, because it's almost like you're being told what is beautiful, you're being told what is right and what is correct and what you should want. I mean, why wouldn't you want it? It's the logical thing to do. And it's almost like there is a temptation, not a big one, but there's a temptation to go, okay, if that's what I'm supposed to like, let me try it. I feel that that's a mistake. Don't try it. Pandora here as an oppressing force indicates you might be about to make a bad move, so be careful. That is pretty much the message of that card. And Lilith here is in this position is pretty much representing an element of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You know, it's in the negative position which she is here. It's equality is fine, equality is great. Hating the other, in Lilith's context, it's the other sex, but hating the other is not the way forward. You know, although Lilith's rage, indignant rage, and in the myths rightly so, can be misplaced or misexpressed, if there is such a word. Because again, it's all about your expression here. It's about giving free rein to your feelings in a way that is instructive to you and to others. So there's almost like an unpicking, and here I'm taking on the themes of the new moon slightly. There's an unpicking going on, that if you are allowed to express your feelings, then you can explore your feelings more, but you are required to make that effort of expression to be able to explore them more. And again, this is what this angel says: creative energy flows from me the more I choose to express my feelings. So yes, be the libertine and renegade, seek your own personal redemption, have this confrontation, do not shy away from it. Let's see what the tarot adds to this story. Right, go on, give me your first card. Here we go. And the first card, well, I'll take them as they've landed, so in that order, face up. Right, this new path, this thing that's been dangled that you should like, you've tried wanting it before and it didn't get you anywhere. You didn't like it. But now all of a sudden you are being promised prosperity with it. You are being promised victory with it. But I think it's all right. You're trying to seek your own light within this circumstance. Artemis here, clarified by the Hermit, is literally you will end up stood on your own trying to find that light. And I don't think that necessarily standing on your own is the best bet. Do not suffer from anxiety from what you are being led towards by your feelings, because your feelings are abundant. Explore them. But if there's one thing that you are being called towards, here we've got the Eight of Swords, but look, she's almost, it's like she's been lifted out of the swords. She is being empowered by some cosmic force. You know, I'm very much reminded of the origin of Drax the Destroyer in the comics, of being picked up and empowered by this godlike force to perform his mission. I'm not going to go into all the continuity of that, but there's you can free yourself of that web if you are acting in line, in a balanced way with what you feel is right. What Ursula says is you will very soon be judged for who you are rather than what you have. And with the what you have set to increase here with the three of wands, which is also indicating the forward movement. So you will profit by being you. That would make a nice title. You will profit by being you rather than just trying to adhere to what somebody else is saying is the right thing and is the right way to be. And this is what you should be wanting. And this is where the beauty is. No. You create what is beautiful for you, and then you throw it out to the world, and those people who find it beautiful get the same joy out of it that you do, and those people that don't matter. You know, it is horses for courses, isn't it? But you will open doors for yourself by having this confrontation, by being honest that saying, no, I don't want to be here. This is not something that I place value in anymore. And I do feel like it's a case of anymore. It's like it's a dream that's being presented to you that you used to have, and then you got cheesed off with it. You got fed up with it, and you just went, no, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not getting me anywhere. I'm not feeling the fulfillment. But you could be so very good at it. Just imagine how you could work, finding your own light within it. Yeah, totally on my own. Now, Silenus also, he was a very rough and ready teacher. He was the teacher that would sit by the fire and get plastered and come out with all sorts of stories and being able to tell you about everything and be right with it. You know, it's not that he was talking nonsense. He knew what he was talking about, but he was also plastered in the process of doing it. This is the teacher who taught Dionysus before Dionysus was accepted into Olympus. So you can translate that legend as beer, 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 and more beer, or mead, or whatever they were drinking, wine. Right, there we go. So there is a transmutation coming up for you. Let's see if I can get that signal back. There's a transmutation coming up for you if you allow yourself to literally express your feelings that in a creative fashion, by the looks of it. So Virgo, if this means anything to you, please do comment down below. Now that my tech hiccup has finished, please do comment down below. Press the like and subscribe button while you're passing, if you would please. Your next reading will be your Lunar Galactic download, hopefully released sometime on Saturday. Cheers.